It's 2:14 a.m. on a Tuesday. The city outside is quiet. The notifications on your phone have finally stopped buzzing. But you are wide awake. You're staring at the ceiling, and there's a knot in your stomach that feels like a heavy, cold stone. It's that familiar feeling, the sinking, heavy feeling of potential wasting away. You promised yourself, remember, back in January, or maybe it was on your 30th birthday. You looked in the mirror with fire in your eyes and said, "This is the year. This is the year I finally get in shape. This is the year I launch that business. This is the year I stop scrolling through other people's lives and start building my own." But here you are, 6 months later. The gym bag is in the trunk of your car, buried under fast food wrappers and unpaid parking tickets. The business plan is just a blank Google Doc titled Untitled that hasn't been opened in weeks. You just spent the last 3 hours watching strangers live their dreams on Instagram while you stayed frozen in your own life. Why does this happen? Why do we do this to ourselves? We live in a culture obsessed with motivation. In America, we're sold the idea that change happens in a montage. We think we need a spark. We wait for a feeling. We watch high-energy videos hoping to catch fire. But here is the brutal truth that nobody tells you. Motivation is a liar. Motivation is a fair-weather friend. It shows up when the sun is shining and the coffee is fresh, but it abandons you the moment you hit traffic on the I-95, where your boss sends you a rude email, or you just feel tired. If you want to change your life, you don't need more motivation. You need a system. You need the ability to give yourself a command and follow it, regardless of how you feel. You need discipline. Welcome back to Book Divers. Today, we aren't just summarizing a book. We are going to dismantle the way you live your life and rebuild it from the ground up. We are diving deeper than we ever have before into How to Be Disciplined by Sheldon Howe. This isn't a collection of cheap hacks. It is a philosophy of self-mastery. To understand this, we are going to follow the life of a man named Liam. Liam represents every single one of us who knows we are capable of greatness, but is currently drowning in mediocrity. If you're ready to banish the ghost of who you could have been and finally become who you should be, then turn off your notifications, lock the door, and let's dive deep. The trap of the someday. Let's meet Liam. He's 32 years old. He lives in a cramped apartment in Chicago. He works a mid-level account management job that he tolerates but doesn't love. He makes decent money, but between student loans and the credit card debt he racked up in his 20s, he feels like he's running on the treadmill, sweating, working hard, but never actually moving forward. Liam has gained 25 pounds since college. He has a novel he's been writing for 4 years, which currently consists of 3 pages and a lot of excuses. Liam isn't lazy. That's the tragedy of it. He works 50 hours a week. He's exhausted, but he lacks direction. He tells his friends over beers on Friday nights, "I really want to get my act together. I want to be successful. I want to be healthy." But Sheldon Howe points out the fatal flaw in Liam's thinking right at the start. He writes, "The brain cannot hit a target that it cannot see." Liam is suffering from the fog of vague desire. I want to get fit is not a goal, it's a wish. I want to be rich is not a goal, it's a daydream. Someday I'll write that book is a lie we tell ourselves to feel better about not writing it today. Howe explains the psychology behind this using a part of the brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS. This is the filter for your brain. Your brain is bombarded with millions of bits of data every second. The RAS decides what is important. Have you ever bought a specific car, say a red Honda Civic, and suddenly you see red Honda Civics everywhere on the highway?
They didn't just appear, they were always there. But before, your RAS filtered them out as noise. Now that you gave your brain a specific target, it highlights them. When Liam says, "I want to be successful," his RAS has nothing to look for. It sleeps. It filters out the opportunities because it doesn't know what an opportunity looks like for him. One rainy Saturday, taking shelter in a bookstore, Liam finds Howe's book. He reads the line, "Clarity is the father of discipline." He realizes he has been trying to drive to a new location without putting an address in the GPS.
The contract of clarity. Liam goes home. The apartment is messy. The TV is tempting, but he sits at his kitchen table and takes out a fresh sheet of paper. He feels resistance. Writing things down makes them real, and if they are real, you can fail at them. Vague goals protect our ego. If you never define success, you can never technically fail, but you can never succeed either. Liam pushes through the fear. He decides to use the SAMRT goal framework, but he adds an emotional layer to it. He rewrites his life, turning wishes into contracts. Instead of saying, "I want to get healthy," he writes, "I will drop 20 pounds by Thanksgiving. I will do this by eating 1,800 calories a day and lifting weights at 6 a.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I am doing this because I saw my father struggle with heart disease, and I refuse to go down that path." Instead of, "I want to get out of debt," he writes, "I will pay off my Visa card balance of $12,000 in 14 months. I will do this by driving Uber for 8 hours every weekend and saving $200 a week. I am doing this because I am tired of the anxiety I feel every time I open my banking app." And for the novel, "I will finish the first draft by December 31st by writing 500 words every single day at 8 p.m. No excuses." Think about your own goals right now. Be honest with yourself. Are they fuzzy? Discipline hates wiggle room. When you are tired, your brain looks for loopholes. Specificity closes those loopholes. If your goal is just exercise more, on a rainy Tuesday, your brain will say, "I walked to the fridge, that counts." But if your goal is run 3 miles, there is no debate. You either did it or you didn't. Liam tapes this paper to his bathroom mirror. He looks at it. For the first time in years, the knot in his stomach loosens just a little bit. The fog is lifting. He has a map. Now he just has to walk the path. The battle of the morning. It is the next morning, 6 a.m. This is the battlefield. Liam opens his eyes. His body feels like lead. The room is freezing. The sun isn't up yet. Immediately, his brain, the primitive part, the amygdala, the part that only cares about safety and comfort, starts the negotiation. "Liam," the voice whispers, "it's snowing outside. You had a long day yesterday. You're stressed. You can start tomorrow. Sleep is important for health, right? Just hit snooze, just once. 10 minutes won't hurt." Sheldon Howe calls this voice the negotiator. The negotiator is the voice in your head that sounds logical. It sounds protective, but it is actually trying to kill your dreams. Most people lose this battle. They hit snooze. And here is the science behind why that is so dangerous. When you hit snooze, you are starting your day with a defeat. You made a promise to yourself the night before, "I will get up," and you broke it within 10 seconds of waking up. Subconsciously, you are teaching yourself that your word means nothing. You are training yourself to be a liar to the most important person in your life, you. In the book, Howe introduces the concept of decision fatigue. Willpower is like a battery. You wake up with it at 100%. Every choice you make drains it. What to wear? Drain. Sugar or cream?
Drain. Which podcast to listen to? Drain. Which route to take to work? Drain. By the time Liam gets home at 5 p.m., his battery is at 0%. That's why he orders the pizza. That's why he skips the gym. He literally cannot make another good choice because his biological battery is dead. To fix this, Liam needs a ritual. A ritual removes the choice. Liam remembers the book. He uses the no thinking rule. The alarm goes off. He doesn't ask himself, how do I feel? He counts. 3, 2, 1, up. He throws the covers off. The cold air hits him. It sucks. It's miserable. But he had laid his gym clothes out the night before, right next to the bed, to remove the friction. He puts them on in the dark. He drinks a glass of water. He walks out the door.
The first week is miserable. Liam is sore. He is grumpy. He hates every second of it. His brain is screaming at him to go back to the comfort zone, but he keeps showing up. Something shifts in week 3. This is where neuroplasticity kicks in. His brain begins to realize that this isn't a phase. This is the new normal. He walks out of the gym at 7:15 a.m. one morning. The sun is coming up over the Chicago skyline, reflecting off the lake. He is sweating. His muscles ache in that good, used way. He grabs a black coffee, and he feels powerful. While his friends are still sleeping, while his competition is hitting snooze for the 3rd time, while the rest of the world is rushing through drive-thrus in a panic, Liam has already done the hardest thing of the day. He has conquered himself. He realizes that the morning routine isn't just about fitness, it's about psychological momentum. When you win the first hour, you carry that victory into the rest of the day. When he sits down at his desk at work, he isn't the tired, reactive employee anymore. He is the guy who already lifted heavy things before breakfast. He attacks his emails with the same energy. This is the lesson for you. You are not lazy. You are just tired of making decisions. You need to automate your morning. Stop trusting your morning self to make good choices. Your morning self is weak. Your morning self wants comfort. Be a dictator to your morning self. Design the routine so you don't have to think. Win the morning, you win the day. Lose the morning, and you spend the rest of the day playing catch-up, apologizing for being behind. The architecture of discipline. We are in month 2. Liam is struggling again, but in a different way. He has the goals, he has the morning routine, but his evenings are a disaster. He sits down to write his novel at 8 p.m., but the world attacks him. Ping, email from his boss. Buzz, a meme in the group chat. Flash, breaking news notification. The TV remote is sitting right there, staring at him. He tries to write, but he checks Instagram for just a second. Suddenly, 45 minutes have vanished. He feels weak. He tells himself, I just don't have enough self-control. But Sheldon Howe flips the script in Chapter 3. He says, self-control is a myth. You cannot out-willpower your environment. Think about it. You are fighting against billion-dollar tech companies in Silicon Valley. They have hired the best neuroscientists, psychologists, and behavioral experts in the world to figure out exactly how to hijack your dopamine receptors. They are playing chess. You are playing checkers. If you keep chocolate cookies on your desk, eventually you will eat them. It's not if, it's when. You might resist them at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., but at 4 p.m., when you're tired, you're eating the cookies. Liam realizes he needs to become an architect. He needs to design a space where discipline is the only option. He implements the path of most resistance.
We humans are lazy creatures. We are wired to do what is easiest. Currently, checking Instagram is easy. It's one click. Writing is hard. So Liam changes the physics of his apartment. He buys a kitchen safe with a timer. At 8 p.m., his phone goes in the safe. It locks until 6 a.m. No willpower required. He literally can't check it. He unplugs his TV and puts the remote in a high kitchen cabinet. To watch TV, he has to get a chair, climb up, get the remote, find batteries, and plug it in. It's too much effort. So he reads his book instead, because the book is sitting on his pillow. He creates forcing functions. He puts a large bottle of water on his desk, so he has to drink it. He uninstalls the apps that drain his time. Stop trusting your future self to be strong. Your future self is tired and stressed. Design your life for your weakest moments, not your strongest. Make the bad habits invisible and difficult. Make the good habits obvious and easy.
Embracing the suck. We are now in month 3. The excitement is dead. This is what author Seth Godin calls the dip. This is the valley of despair. This is where the YouTube motivational videos stop working. This is where 90% of people quit. It's just work now. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's lonely. Liam's brain starts screaming for dopamine. It wants variety. It wants sugar. It wants chaos. It wants the hit of a new notification. He sits on his floor one night, feeling a deep physical urge to quit. Why am I doing this? Life is short. I should be having fun. Everyone else is at the bar. This is the moment. This is the filter that separates the successful from the dreamers. They mistake boredom for failure. They think, if I'm bored, I must be on the wrong path. No, boredom is the path. Liam turns to the chapter on mindfulness. How teaches the discipline isn't about suppressing feelings. It isn't about not feeling the urge to be lazy. It's about separation. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. Liam practices a technique called urge surfing. Imagine an urge to smoke, to eat junk, to quit is a wave. Most people try to stop the wave, which is impossible, or they drown in it. Urge surfing means watching the wave build, crest, and crash without moving. Liam closes his eyes. He says, I'm feeling bored. My chest feels tight. My brain is telling me to play video games. That is interesting. He doesn't judge it. He just watches it. He waits 10 minutes, and guess what? The chemical wave in his brain subsides. The urge fades. He opens his eyes, takes a deep breath, and opens his laptop to write. In the USA, we are terrified of boredom. We treat it like a disease. But boredom is the fertilizer for greatness. If you can't sit alone in a room without a screen for 30 minutes, you are not free. You are a slave to stimulation. Discipline is the ability to feel the suck, the pain, the boredom, the doubt, and do the work anyway. As Liam changes, his environment starts to reject him. This is the social cost of discipline. It's the crab bucket mentality. When one crab tries to escape the bucket, the other crabs try to pull it back down. People don't like it when you change. It holds up a mirror to their own stagnation. Liam is at a bar on a Friday night. It's a friend's birthday. He has his Saturday morning long run, 10 miles tomorrow. His old college friend, Mike, pushes a shot of tequila toward him. Come on, Liam, don't be boring. One shot. You think you're better than us now? The pressure is intense. We are tribal animals. We are biologically wired to fear rejection because, for thousands of years, rejection meant death in the wilderness. But Liam remembers the hardest lesson from the book, the power of no.
Every time you say yes to something minor, you are saying no to something major. If Liam drinks that shot, he thinks he's just saying yes to a drink, but he is saying no to his run. He is saying no to his health goal. He is saying no to the promise he made himself. He is saying no to the person he wants to become. Liam looks his friend in the eye. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't make a weak excuse like, "I'm on antibiotics." He says, "I'm good, man. I've got a big day tomorrow. You guys have fun." He leaves early. Walking home in the cool air, he hears the laughter fading behind him. He feels a pang of loneliness. FOMO is real, but as he walks, that loneliness turns into something else, self-respect. He realizes that to join the 1%, you have to stop doing what the 99% do. You have to be willing to be the boring one for a season so you can be the successful one for a lifetime. Your time is your life. It is the only currency you can never earn back. Stop letting other people spend it for you. Protect your yes with your life.
The crash and the comeback. Month 4. Disaster strikes. Life happens. Liam gets the flu. He's bedridden for 3 days, shivering and weak. Then a crisis at work forces him to work 12-hour shifts for a week to save a client account. The routine shatters. He misses the gym for 10 days straight. He stops writing. He eats convenience store food because he has no time to cook. The voice in his head returns, louder than ever. The ghost of potential is back, and it's laughing at him. "See, I told you, you're a fake. You can't keep this up. You've ruined your streak. You might as well give up completely." Psychologists call this the what the hell effect. It's like getting a flat tire on the highway, stepping out of the car and slashing the other 3 tires because the car is already broken. It makes no logical sense, but we do it all the time with our habits. We eat one cookie, so we eat the whole box. We miss one workout, so we quit for the month. Liam is on the edge of quitting. He is about to delete his goal document, but he picks up how to be disciplined one last time. He reads the chapter on resilience. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. Discipline is not about perfection, it is about the speed of recovery. It's not about never falling off the wagon, it's about your refractory period. How much time passes between the failure and the recovery? Does it take you a month to get back on track, or a day? Liam learns the 2-day rule. I can miss 1 day. I am human, life happens, but I will never ever miss 2 days in a row. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new bad habit. He doesn't wait for next Monday. He doesn't wait for the 1st of the month. He stands up right then at 9 p.m. on a Thursday. He cleans his kitchen. He throws out the trash. He packs his gym bag. He drinks a liter of water. He forgives himself, and he starts again. You will fail. You will mess up. That doesn't make you a failure. That makes you human. The only difference between the person you admire and the person you are right now is that when they fall, they don't stay down. They don't shame themselves. Shame, the transformation and self-trust. Let's look at the result. 6 months later, it's a sunny Saturday morning in Chicago. Liam runs across the finish line of a 10K race. He isn't the fastest runner there. He isn't an Olympian, but he looks strong. He is breathing hard, sweating, but he is smiling. He pulls out his phone. He sees a notification. His bank balance is finally positive. His debt is down to $2,000. He sees a reminder. Write 500 words. He has 40,000 words written. Liam isn't a millionaire yet. He isn't on the cover of a magazine,
but he is unrecognizable to the man who was staring at the ceiling 6 months ago. He has lost 22 pounds. He looks younger, but the biggest change isn't in the numbers. It's in his eyes. He has something money can't buy: self-trust. For years, Liam's relationship with himself was broken. He was like a flaky friend who always made plans but never showed up. He didn't trust himself. Now, he knows that if he says he is going to do something, it is as good as done. He doesn't need motivation anymore. He doesn't need to watch a video to get pumped up to go to the gym. Going to the gym is just what he does, like brushing his teeth. He shifted his identity from "I am a lazy person trying to be good" to "I am a disciplined person." This is the ultimate goal of the book, not just achieving things, but becoming someone. When you build discipline, you build freedom. You are no longer a slave to your impulses, your laziness, or your environment. You are the captain of the ship.
Friends, Liam's story is not a fairy tale. It is a blueprint, and it is available to you right now. The distance between the life you have and the life you want is called action. You don't need to feel like it. You just need to start. We have covered a lot today. Let's recap the system so you can use it immediately. 1. Clarity. Stop wishing. Write a contract. Define the what and the why. Use the SMART system, but anchor it in emotion. 2. The morning. Win the battle of biology. Do not negotiate with the alarm. Automate your first hour to avoid decision fatigue. 3. Environment. Stop relying on willpower. Design a life where the good habits are easy and the bad habits are hard. Lock the phone away. Unplug the TV. 4. Embrace boredom. Use urge surfing. When you want to quit, just watch the feeling. Do not act on it. 5. Say no. Protect your time. Accept the social cost. Be willing to be misunderstood. 6. Resilience. Use the 2-day rule. When you fall, get back up immediately. Conclusion. So here is my challenge to the Book Divers community. I want you to do 3 things today, not tomorrow, today. Number 1, define your target. Write down one specific goal for the next 90 days. Make it clear, make it scary. Number 2, design your battle. Create a morning routine for tomorrow that wins the first hour. Lay out your clothes tonight. Number 3, kill the distraction. Remove one major distraction from your environment. Put the phone in the drawer. Unplug the TV. Delete the app. The ghost of the person you could be is watching you. Will you let that ghost fade away, or will you step into that potential and become real? If this message woke something up inside you, if you felt that spark of truth, then do not let this feeling die. Motivation fades, remember, but action lasts. Subscribe to Book Divers. We are building a tribe of people who refuse to settle for an average life. We dive deep into the wisdom that changes the world. We don't just read, we apply. And I want you to leave a comment below. I want you to make a public pledge. Write, "I am starting today." Let this comment section be the contract you sign with yourself. Scroll down, type it out, and mean it. You have the map. You have the tools. The rest is up to you. Go win your morning. I'll see you in the next dive.